Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. And remain standing and join us in the Star-Spangled Banner. You will find the words to the Star-Spangled Banner on the second page of your graduation program. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. I was this year's 1989-1990 President Brock Atkins. Carusi has a reputation of being a school with many activities and many opportunities for achievements. This year has been no exception. Congratulations to the members of the All-South Jersey Band and Orchestra and the members of the Junior High Honors Band and Orchestra. Congratulations to the students excelling in their foreign languages. And in sports, we won the Delran Wrestling Tournament, the South Jersey Middle School Baseball Championship, and the South Jersey Invitational Relay Championships. Okay. My years as president of the 8th grade class has been a wonderful experience. I thank you, Dr. Wald, and all my teachers and classmates and fellow officers. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for being a wonderful class advisor, and thank you, parents, for caring and sharing and helping us to prepare for a happy and fulfilling life. In the years to come, we will all face difficult and trying situations. So I'm going to share with you a passage that suggests that we've already acquired all the necessary learning which is needed in life. This passage encourages each of us to live life on the same simple level as we did in kindergarten. This passage is from Robert Fulghum's book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. All I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there at the Sandpod Sunday School. These are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance and play, and work every day, some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little C in the styrofoam cup. The roots go down and the plant goes up. And nobody really knows how or why, but we are all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice, and even the little C in the styrofoam cup, they all die. So do we. And then remember the Dick and Jane books, and the first word you learn, the biggest word of all, look. Everything you need to know is in there somewhere. The golden rule and love and basic sanitation, ecology and politics and equality and sane living. Take any one of those items and extrapolate it into a sophisticated adult terms and apply it to your family life or your work or your government or your world, and it holds true and clear and firm. Think what a better world it would be if we all, the whole world, had cookies and milk around 3 o'clock every afternoon and then lay down with their blankets for a nap. or if all governments had a basic policy to always put things back where they found them and to clean up their own mess. And it's still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together. Thank you.
Dr. Wald, on behalf of the 1990 graduates, we would like to give you these 3 gifts. A baseball backstop for the boys' championship baseball team, a laminating machine, and a computer to be used by Mrs. Santora, the secretary who works with all the student activities.
Thank you very much, Laurie and class.
A successful school can be measured in many different ways. Some would measure its success by the number of students who make the honor roll. Others by the number of championship sports teams it produces, and still others by its musicians and service organizations. Here at Carusi, we measure our success by the number of students who become involved. Our Words program is one way that we recognize students who have become involved in many of the school's various activities and programs. Allow me to explain how our system works. There are 2 kinds of merit awards, a maroon award and a white award. In order to attain a white award, a student must accumulate 35 points in 3 of the 5 following categories: academics, service, music, athletics, and publications. As I read today's White Award winners, I would ask them to stand. Friends and parents, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Our White Award winners for 1990. Asia Atkins, Sharon Babb, Catherine Barge, Shayna Blaze, Jason Brand, Darren Roswell, Stacy Ruskoff, Suzanne Chesney, Ian Chi Young, Peter Chan, Ricky Claus, Rebecca Cohen, Jason Connell, Haley Consignia, Elizabeth Davis, Brian Delmore, Sarah Doherty, Julia Dunworth, Chris Ergood, Cindy Ergood, Brian Fegley, Alan Feynman, Jeff Gannon, Randy Goldberg, Heather Hoffman, Amber Kaftanek, Natalie Kuzmersky, Robin Linton, Jennifer Marks, Michael Marrett, Chris Martini, Brad Napoli, Craig Nussbaum, Pretty Panchel, Jennifer Perocco, Melissa Quattrone, Kim Raspoli, Mark Rosenberg, Jody Sanders, Diane Seville, Rachel Schreiber, Debbie Schoen, Emily Spitucci, Jill Stebbins, Glenn Weiss, and Jake Welking. Let's have a nice hand. In order to attain a Maroon Merit Award, a student must accumulate 80 points in the same categories, and this can be done over a 2-year period. Students, once again, as I call your name, please stand. Parents and friends, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Our Maroon Award winners for 1990 are Angela Adams, Jonathan Armour, Brock Atkins, Heidi Bank, Lori Carty, Stacy Chern, Joshua Cohen, Christian DeMonsi, Kim Dobbs, Orlando Dulay, Harris Feldman, Wendy Friedman, Stacy Goldberg, Jamie Golan, Lauren Graybell, Kristen Hafford, Jennifer Harris, Terry Hart, Jeanette Heber, Lee Horowitz, Lori Kagan, Lena Kavukis, Catherine Lachlan, Aaron Lazar, Shojing Liang, Nan Lightstone, Melissa Majikis, Majid Mahudin, David Marika, Colin Patrick, Dana Pilla, Emily Sanyel, Jody Schneider, Scott Slotkin, Ann Taraki, Elizabeth Watson, Laura Welder, Deborah Whitkus, and Dana Wikowski. Let's have a nice hand. I would also at this moment like to recognize our 8th grade musicians who have kindly agreed to sing and play in the wind ensemble for us today. 8th grade musicians, please stand. Chorus members, please stand if you're in 8th grade. Let's have a nice hand.
Dr. Wald, Mr. Golden, platform guests, parents, teachers, and honored graduates. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to share in the joys of this occasion. I want to begin this hopefully brief address to speak about you and to end it with the words of one of your own. You, the graduating class of 1990, have distinguished yourself in many ways. In the arts, in music, athletics, and service. And as I listened to your accomplishments at the awards assembly, I began to sense a thrill of believing that this is a unique class with great potential. For you have competed in many fields of challenge and have wrestled victories from the very hands of life. And for some of you, the battle was not easy as for others, but today each of you will equally share the prize. Let's reflect for a moment. Some 50 years ago, we were isolated from many of the tragedies and turmoils of our times by their very nature and distance and communication. But not so today. The very nature of our time demands your attention to the difficulties that beset our age and the age to come. And your awareness becomes a challenge. And I must concede that the challenge is great and the task seems almost insurmountable. Yet I also firmly believe that the greater the challenge in life, the greater the task, the greater the life that is called into being. The decade of the 90s promised to be one of the most challenging periods in the history of America. Problems with energy resources, ecology, drugs, disease, homelessness, hunger, racism, nuclear war, all have potentiality to radically change the American way of life. It will also be during this decade when you will be confronted with the greatest personal challenges, the completion of your education, your ability to earn a living, the values you hold towards others, and the feeling you have about yourself will be formed during the 1990s. Each of us spend a brief period of time on earth. It begins with birth and it ends in death. When the cycle is complete, there is a judgment of those around us as to whether our lives were worthwhile. And this judgment is based upon what we have done not for ourselves, but what we have done for others. We are judged by the happiness we bring to others, our contribution to family, to friends, and to mankind, our ability to create something useful. None of us ever know what tomorrow will bring, so it's important that we live today and every day of our lives in such a way that these judgments will be what we would have them to be. Most of your time on earth lies in the future, but your future depends on what you have done in the past and what you're doing in the present. So don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. If you take care of every day and make every day the best day of your life, then the days ahead will take care of themselves. Can we eliminate poverty, homelessness? Can drugs be eliminated? These are questions that disturb us, and I'm not sure I can fully give you an answer. But I want to say this. There is a person who has profoundly disturbed my peace of mind. She doesn't even know me, but she continually goes around minding my business. Her picture hangs near my mirror, and every time I look into the mirror at myself, I see her face. She is small, she's aged, she's stooped. There she stands in a great hall of velvet, gold, and crystal, surrounded by the noble, the famous, in formal black and elegant gowns. The rich, the powerful, the brilliant, the talented of the world, they surround her. There she stands at the center of it all, a little old lady in a sari and a sandals. Mother Teresa of India, servant to the poor, sick and dying. To her was given the Nobel Peace Prize. No king, banker, merchant, millionaire holds to the key to as much power as she has. None are as rich. For hers is the invincible weapon against the evils of the earth. She has a caring heart. To her are the everlasting riches of life, the wealth of a compassionate heart. I do not speak her language, yet the eloquence of her life speaks to me. While I wrestle with the frustrations about the impotence of the individual, she goes right on changing the world. For while I wish for more power and resources, she uses what she has to help who she can while she can. Peace and love is not something you wish for. It is something you do, something you are, something you give away. And so now I come to the words of one of you. I want to talk to you, Miss Hart, because I want to applaud you for the insight you wrote in The American Dream. May our dreams be more than the meandering musings of a mind, but rather a conscious commitment to make a difference. So I want to close by quoting your words, An American Dream. In America one day, the sidewalks will be a place to walk, not sleep. The fear will be of scary movies, not nuclear war. The races will live in harmony, not loud noise. Death will occur from old age, not disease. Children will be born peacefully, not immediately fighting their parents' addictions. Jobs will be plentiful, not scarce. And peace will be a reality, not an American dream. I want to thank you, Terry Hart, for those words are a challenge to me. And I want you to know that those words you so splendidly penned are those that I anxiously wait to see in your future, my future, and all our futures. And so I say to this graduating class, he from zone to zone can guide your uncertain flight. In the long way that you will tread alone, I pray he will lead your steps upright. For these challenges come to you, and you have the potential to make a difference. In closing, to the parents, I'd like to thank you for the greatest gift you could have given to Carusi, a portion of yourselves. To my fellow teachers, may we continue to keep the vision before us, that if amidst the sweeping winds of change we have sown the seeds of dignity, self-respect, and love, the world will reap a rich harvest. And to the Carusi's class of 1990, you have entered to learn. Go now and serve.
Thank you, Mr. Woods, for those magnificent words. Graduates, parents, honored guests, members of the faculty, I hope all of you heard what Mr. Woods has said this morning, and I hope you will live by those words, and I hope they will serve you in good stead. It is my privilege today to offer a few awards to certain of our graduates. The first is the John O'Brien Memorial Award. The John O'Brien Memorial Award was first presented in 1984 to honor Mr. John O'Brien, who died on October 1st, 1983. Mr. O'Brien was a teacher and a department chairperson at our school for 20 years. During that time, he was loved and respected by both teachers and students. Each year at graduation, two $50 bonds, one for a boy and one for a girl, are awarded on the basis of the highest number of award points earned over a 2-year period. These awards reflect Mr. O'Brien's interest in students and his contribution to Carusi School. This year's winners, and I'm going to ask them to stand where they are Lee Horwitz and Elizabeth Watson. Congratulations, Liz and Lee. I should have known, of course, that they would be continuing to provide service right to the end, sitting there in the orchestra in our brass ensemble, band, excuse me, rather than with the other graduates. The American Legion conducts a school awards program annually for students graduating from 8th grade. These awards consist of a medal and a certificate for each student. The criteria for receiving this award is good citizenship, positive peer and teacher relationships, and good scholarship. This year's recipients of the American Legion Post Awards at Carusi are Rebecca Frazier and Matt Dunn. Would they stand, please? It is now my pleasure to present the symbolic diploma to Asia Atkins, our school secretary. Asia, it was my pleasure to listen to Brock express some very, very intelligent and thoughtful comments this morning. I'm sure that many of you have read this book, and I'm sure that many of you have given serious consideration to some of the messages that it tells you. I was particularly taken recently with an interview that I'd heard, or I should say a transcript of that interview, a man named John Paul Getty. And John Paul Getty was one of the wealthiest men in the United States. And you might know him through the gasoline stations that bear his name. And he was asked, Mr. Getty, what is the secret of your success? How did you get to be so rich and successful? And he responded, get up early, work hard, and find oil. What he didn't tell anyone was that he knew where to look, he knew what to look for, he knew how to find it, and he knew what to do with it once he found it. Now, we have tried to give you some of that skill. We've tried to tell you, we've tried to teach you where to look, how to look, and what to do with it once you've found it. And Asia, on behalf of the school and you representing the class, I present to you this diploma on behalf of all of the students in the 8th grade.
Dr. Wald, on behalf of the graduating class of 1990, I accept this diploma, which certifies our graduation from 8th to 9th grade.
As we prepare to say goodbye to all of you, 8th graders, we certainly hope that we will see you soon. We have tried to prepare you for life, to love learning, to learn, and to learn how to learn. You are facing at this very moment the best friends that you will ever have. Take a good look. They are here for you today. They'll be here for you tomorrow. And they will be here for you when you need them. Appreciate them. They are your parents. I'd also like to call to your attention and to thank them for you, your 8th grade teachers that are seated here this morning, and they're here for you too. They're seated on our first rows. Teachers, we thank you. And of course, to Mr. Golden, who is seldom speechless and who struggled through this morning, we thank him for arranging this activity along with Mr. Chichiak and all of the other teachers that worked so hard. We thank you all. There are a great many people who go into the planning of such an event, and it could not be done without the help and support of the entire faculty. I thank you. And parents, I thank you for being with us this morning, and thank you for lending us your children for 2 years. I ask that you remain seated until all of our graduates have left. They will be returning to rooms to pick up various things, and then please meet them wherever you have set that point. Thank you.